You know, in the world of competitive slot car racing, there's one rule that really governs everything. Form always follows function. Today, we're going to take a look at some vastly different vehicles, from delivery vans to Formula One cars, and see how they're all engineered for one single purpose, to be as fast as possible on the track. So, what really makes a car a competition vehicle? Is it just about being low to the ground, having a ton of power, or is it something a little more fundamental? We're about to see how all kinds of different shapes are sculpted for that one ultimate goal, track performance. All right, let's kick things off with something you probably wouldn't expect to see on a racetrack, the Ford Transit. Now, these aren't your average delivery vans. They're actually purpose-built racers. The big challenge here is that high center of gravity. So to tame it, these models use a super low-profile chassis and some carefully placed weights to keep the van glued to the track through the corners. Okay, now let's jump to the complete opposite end of the spectrum, the Formula One car. This thing is the absolute quintessential racing machine. It's just a pure expression of speed. Every single surface on it, from that low body to the huge wings, is all about slicing through the air and creating incredible aerodynamic grip. Get ready for something that completely throws the rulebook out the window when it comes to symmetry. This next one takes a totally different path to find stability, especially when you're hitting those tight corners. And look, this might seem like a gimmick, but it's absolutely not. This is asymmetrical engineering at its most brilliant. That three-wheel design lets them offset the center of gravity, which helps it fight the forces in a corner. What that means is the sidecar has incredible stability, letting it carry way more speed through turns than a normal four-wheeled car ever could. Okay, so we've seen the weird and wonderful. Now let's jump back in time to a true classic. This is the Modelant BMW 328. And it represents a real legacy of performance and an early understanding of aerodynamics. This car is just a fantastic example of early innovation. I mean, just look at that flowing, streamlined body and the covered rear wheels. You have to remember, for 1939, this was seriously cutting-edge stuff. It was all about reducing drag to get the highest possible speed on the long straights in big endurance races like Le Mans. All right, so we've seen the past. Now let's rocket forward to the absolute cutting edge of modern performance. A company called NSR is really pushing the limits, bringing us into what they call the HyperSlotCar era. Seriously, every single piece you see on this car has a job to do. Those aggressive splitters up front and that giant wing on the back, they're all there to manage the airflow and create downforce. Think of it like an airplane wing, but upside down. Instead of generating lift, it actually pushes the car down onto the track. And that creates phenomenal grip, which means you can take corners at insane speeds. But here's the thing. Even today, there isn't just one single recipe for winning. Let's look at two modern GT cars from the same company, Scaleauto, that prove this point perfectly. They really showcase two different approaches to finding speed. So on the left, you've got the Lamborghini Super Trofeo, and on the right, the Audi LMS GT3. They're both top-tier GT race cars, but they have different ideas about aerodynamics. Check out the Lamborghini's rear wing. It's more complex with multiple elements. That's designed for maximum downforce on tight technical tracks. The Audi, on the other hand, has a simpler wing and smoother bodywork. Its priority is less drag for higher top speeds on long straights. It's that classic trade-off. Do you want cornering grip or straight-line speed? So, from a van to a sidecar, a classic coupe to a modern hypercar, we've seen over and over that it's the demands of the track that dictate the design. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. Maybe the most beautiful shape isn't about style at all, but about the form that's been forged in the relentless pursuit of performance itself.